What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists out there, and welcome to this special look at the Alien role-playing game book, Colonial Marines Operations Manual, and this is part 1. And part 1 is called Welcome to the Core, and it starts off with a beautiful quote over a beautifully rendered piece of artwork, which is just captures the imagination. You've got to get the book to see what I'm talking about. But and the quote comes from Master Sergeant Al Apone. It says, "A day in the Marine Corps is like a day on the farm. Every meal's a banquet. Every paycheck's a fortune. Every formation's a parade. I love the Corps." Do you remember that classic scene where they were all lined up, or he was getting them to line up? Go in formation. Anyway, so that's how we start. Welcome to the Core. Then, turning the page, it gives you a bit of the blurb like it does on the back of the book about armor-piercing rounds. It's basically telling you what's in this book. So I'm going to go through that. I'm just going to read that. I won't read through everything, but I'll read this first section for you. It says, "This book is a complete campaign module for the Alien RPG, giving you all the tools you need to run a full open world campaign as the iconic Colonial Marines." Now that's good, because the Colonial Marines, although you've been able to play them before, you haven't really had that much information about them. It's just a little bit, here and there. This is the first in a series of modules dedicated to the campaign play mode, as opposed to the cinematic play mode. See page 19 of the core rulebook. Yeah. Cinematic play mode, yes. So that's good. So that's going to give us a bit of a sandboxy feel, which is going to make it a bit easier for certain solo RPG tools to be used in this. So that's good. Each campaign module will focus on one main career in the Alien universe. Just like the core rulebook, this book is divided into a players section, chapters 1 to 5, which is, we're going to cover the whole lot anyways, don't worry, and game mothers section, chapters 6 to 10. All players are allowed to access the players section at any time. This is your field guide to the weapons, vehicles, protocols, and politics of the United States Colonial Marine Corps, USCMC. Keep it just as handy as your M41A. That's your pulse rifle. Don't forget that. And you just might survive out here on the ready line. The Game Mothers section, starting on page 108, is for GM's eyes only. Top secret. Hush hush. Do not venture here if you are to be a player. And if you are to be a player in this campaign, just don't. You'll spoil the fun for everyone. So I will warn you guys when we get to that section, okay? So the role of the Colonial Marines, it talks about the role of what you do on like a day-to-day basis, kind of life as a Marine, a Colonial Marine, and the life in the Corps, which is over on the next page. Let's talk about your part to play in this shitstorm. I'm not going to pussyfoot you. A life in the Colonial Marines is damn hard, and you get little reward. Sure, you get money to send home and keep the family afloat. You get instant friends, a sleep pod of your own, and 3 squares a day. That's 3 square meals. Better yet, you not only get to shoot that gun your recruiter mentioned, but you get rewarded for shooting it. Just make damn sure you shoot at the things they tell you to shoot at, and try not to grease any civilians. An important distinction when hoping for that reward. It's got feel to it. It's got flavour to it. It's great. Okay, so then it talks about hypersleep pod will travel, and how you're going to have to sleep a lot, how long it's the sort of average time it will take you to travel places. It's telling you about that. It's telling you about indigenous life forms, which is the next part of it. On the frontier, everything wants to kill you, including the damn air. If the O2 ain't that tinny recycled shit, it's probably poisoned. Goes into that, so the different dangers. Even the fucking plants want nothing more than to turn you into fertilizer. But that's just why they give you the incinerators. Yeah, this is the kind of way it's laid out here. It's so cool. I love it. Invasive species. Then there's the real assholes out here. Us. People. Every nation and 2-bit independent colony is pushing up against each other and the unknown. Most colonial insurrections are laughable, and any raiders or pirates that the colonial marshals can't handle are a flash in the pan for the Corps. But every now and then somebody gets entrenched on some key production world. You just can't scrape them off your shoe, so you've got to go in on foot and in force. And it's just telling you, it's kind of giving you a hint about what kind of games or situations you're going to come across in this game. And yeah, so then it talks about Dark Horizons. More cool artwork, by the way. So I've given you a bunch of hypotheticals, Marine, but how does this relate to you right now? Lately there's been more and more open conflicts erupting along the frontier. As if Australia and the oil wars weren't bad enough, the nuking of Hadley's Hope on LV-426 has caused a major schism in interstellar relations. Things are beginning to look bad, real bad. Then it talks about rumour control. Now here's a saying that they had in Alien 3. This is rumour control, here are the facts. Remember that? So it talks about things that you're going to need to know. Kind of background. Some rumours. Some more, here are the facts. So it starts off rumour control. Then it tells you here are the facts. So it tells you the rumours, tells you the facts. Life after the Corps. So you think you're going to hang back from the front lines, collect your paycheck, hypersleep your way through your tour and go home in one piece there. That's cute. For the sake of argument, let's say you do survive and make it back to your home ball. Let me tell you what you've got to lose. Your soul. The Corps changes you, makes you a little dead inside. Complete your tour of duty alive and you'll get to settle somewhere. You'll get a pension and all that, but it won't be the same you that goes back to your old shake and bake. For a lot of Marines, regular colony life just doesn't work anymore. They've seen too much strange shit to go back to farming or mining. Combat is what you know. Either you have to conquer it or it conquers you. Your body. Sometimes your inside self isn't the only thing wrecked. Sometimes you lose the limb, sometimes you lose them all. If that happens, there's usually some corporate sponsor willing to give you some of their android prosthetics for a price. They own the hardware, so use of their android prosthetics for a price. So technically they own whatever wetware is attached to it. That means you'll go from military service to corporate mercenary in the blink of an eye. So forget about settling down on some nice little homesteader world with a wife or husband, 2.5 kids and a Daihotai tractor. One way or another, 90% of you and that sign up for this shit are in it for life. So get comfortable, Marine, you might be here for a while. So that's just telling you, what that's doing is giving you little snippets about what you can expect in games. So it's telling you there, so if you lose limbs, things like that, you could end up with prosthetics, and then basically the company will own you because they own the prosthetics, and then you become a mercenary of sorts. So you're going to meet these guys. And that, my friends, is the first section, a basic overview of Welcome to the Corps. And the next section we will cover is called History. That's part 2, but this is part 1. Welcome to the Corps. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on another video. See you out there. Bye bye.